They both wear number 48 but play two completely different games. One's an American artist lighting up the ice in Canada. The other is a Canadian prodigy already controlling New York's blue line. So here's the real question. What kind of defenseman defines the future of the NHL? Is it the magician or the machine? Is it the genius or the prodigy? This is Hot Garbage Sports, and we are breaking down Lane Hutson and Matthew Schaefer to help you understand what a true franchise defenseman looks like and why you should be so excited about the future of NHL defenders on both sides of the border. It's ironic, isn't it? Both of these players wear number 48. They play for storied franchises. The Islanders in their heyday of the 70s and the 80s. The Habs in their heyday of, well, every era of the NHL because it's the Habs. And we're in an era where defensemen no longer just defend. They drive offense. They drive the entire play. They are the quarterbacks of the NHL. We have Lane Hutson, who is redefining blue line creativity and reminding us why we love to watch hockey. And then we have Matthew Schaefer, who is redefining reliability and bringing back that old term that we thought was dead, two-way defender. He plays in all areas of the ice, offensive, defensive, neutral zone, power play, and penalty kill. He's already the number one player on the New York Islanders. He may be already one of the best defenders in the NHL, simply because he plays like he has seen it all before. And both choosing 48, maybe it's irony, maybe it's a coincidence, or maybe it's just destiny. We seem to get a lot of that in today's NHL, whether it's Sid Novi, Gretzky Lemieux, maybe now it's going to be Hutson and Schaefer. So let's start with the fun stuff. Offensive creation, because those are all the highlights we're all going to see anyway. Lane Hutson plays this game like he has a bird's eye view. He's always scanning and he's always processing. He's not overpowering anyone with his shot, but he doesn't need to. He uses deception and timing to open up lanes that never existed, whether it's the power play or 5-on-5. And frankly, every pass he makes, it looks casual until you realize it has started the play or the transition to where him or his team have beaten three defenders and the puck's already in the back of the net. He lives on that left blue line, and he plays like more conductor than defenseman from the zone. The game slows down around him because he is so aware of his own body positioning, his own skill set, and where defenders find themselves. Matthew Schaefer, on the other hand, the offense starts in his feet. That skating he has gives him all the time he needs to open up things for his team and get back on defense when needed. He makes that first pass perfectly. There's no flash. There's no hesitation. There is no stick handle. Simply just a puck that goes tape to tape like it's a magnet to his teammates. And this will create extensive amounts of offense for not only him, but the Islanders for the next 20 years. Frankly, Schaefer doesn't improvise in chaos the way Hutson does. He creates flow. The game looks easy when Matthew Schaefer is out there. The game looks controlled when Matthew Schaefer is out there because Matthew Schaefer is reliability. He is consistency. He is control. There is no wasted movement. It is all fluid with Schaefer. And we can't forget, he's already quarterbacking power plays. He's the best player on the New York Islanders 9 games in, and he just turned 18. It looks like he's been doing this for years. Overall, both these players are incredible offensive demons in the NHL. One is doing it with his mind. He is understanding defenders and he is creating seams. The other one is doing it the way every coach and every fan envisions that every NHL player should do it. They just can't. With his heads up, with poise, with speed, with skating, with raw skill, and a calmness and an intelligence that lets him know when he should be using his speed and when he should be slowing down. Two very different players, but very similar outcomes. High offensive production. But that's not the only story for defensemen. In today's NHL, transition and skating is more important than it's ever been before. And when we're talking transition, we're talking the ability to go from defense to offense, offense to defense, and everything in between. And we're talking your ability in skating to be able to change from not only going north-south, not only skating hard forwards, not only being a good skater backwards, but a good east-west player and being able to make those transitions as fast as your mind can. And when it comes to this level, Matthew Schaefer's skating is elite. It's fluid, it's balanced, it's completely effortless. His hips are open, his chest is up. He is textbook mobility in a defender. Watch his transition. Offense to defense, one stride. No wasted motion, no snow created, no friction on the ice. When it comes to Lane Hutson, his north-south movement is fine, but his east-west transitions are below average. He has blazing speed, straight line. You can see that. He's an unbelievable skater, and you have to be in today's NHL. But where he lacks the ability to skate and transition is when you ask him to go from a stop position to a start position, and when you ask him to go from backwards to forwards, forwards to backwards, or left to right. He reads the play better than most, but sometimes his feet simply just can't keep up with his brain. The good news is, because he has that big brain of his, he never really puts himself in a position to be caught or fail. But in the end, transition skating is what separates a smart and a good NHL player from a special NHL player, and Schaefer is already in the top 1% of NHL skaters. After offense, transition, and skating, we then focus on the name, defenseman, defensive play, and physicality. What do people always say when their team loses? They were too soft, they weren't physical enough, they need to get grittier, more sandpaper. It's the easy answer. But it does come in at the 4th and 5th position over the first 3 topics we spoke about. And in the end, if Montreal doesn't win a Stanley Cup or Schaefer doesn't progress beyond the top 4, those are the narratives you're going to hear. Too small, not enough grit. I doubt you're going to hear that ever about Matthew Schaefer. At 18 years old, Matthew Schaefer is already trusted in every situation, the power play, the penalty kill, and 5-on-5. Take a look at him here on this penalty kill. He has the poise of a veteran who has been doing this for the last 5 or 6 years in today's NHL. And this is like his 7th game. He plays like a veteran. Stick on puck, body on body, but there is no wasted movement from Matthew Schaefer. He doesn't engage just for the sake of engaging. He times it and he waits and he puts his body position on the right side of the puck. That's between the goalie and the defender. That's between the goalie and the offensive player. And he cross-checks and hits like he has no fear because he doesn't have any. He is not worried about the repercussions of a 20-year, 10-year, 5-year, bigger, smaller. He doesn't care what kind of veteran you are. He's going to play his game, and you see it here. He's able to box out, he's able to release, and he's able to use his feet to escape the zone. He's physical, but he's patient. He does not chase hits. He chooses when to hit, and he always chooses the right time. We take a look at Matthew Schaefer's gap control. It's textbook. When you look at him 1-on-1 or 2-on-2, it's because of his skating and because of his mind, he is able to stay in between the dots, stick on puck. And even when you think you might have him beat, you don't. His second effort will take that puck away. And what's worse is very similar to Cale Makar. When he takes that puck from you, it is one stride, he's gone, and he's on offense with the New York Islanders ready to bury it in the back of the net. It's not just the fact that he's on defense and can take the puck away from the best players in the world. It's the fact that once he has that puck on his stick, he's going to put it in the back of the opposition's net. And that calm body speed and presence, it screams franchise defenseman. For Lane Hutson, his defense isn't bad. It's just evolving. It's exactly where anyone would expect it to be. Any player of his draft capital, any player of his size, any player of his talent, any player of his position. Defense takes 5 to 6 years to learn. Most players spend years in the AHL before they come to the NHL and do what he is able to do, so he's already ahead of the curve. But when it comes to his defensive ability, his footwork is still a little bit slow. His transition skating holds him back, and we can see that when he's playing Nazem Kadri here 1-on-1. Kadri has the ability to beat him. He beats Lane Hutson, but Lane Hutson is able to recover because of that big brain we talked about and take the puck away and avoid damage. The reality is, though, is that if this play wasn't Nazem Kadri, if this play was Connor McDavid, Kirill Kaprizov, Nikita Kucherov, Sidney Crosby, or any other player of extreme exceptional talent, he would have been beaten. And to be a franchise defenseman, you have to have the footwork, the skating, and the brain to be able to shut these down. His reads are very sharp, but sometimes he just loses body position as he does in the zone here. He can get caught going a little bit too north. He can leave forwards back to play defense while he's playing in the slot in his own defending zone, and pucks have a tendency to go in the back of the net. You can also see it because Marty St. Louis doesn't normally start him in the defensive zone. He protects him. He knows exactly where Lane Hutson is going to shine, and he puts him in a position to succeed. That's what makes St. Louis such a great coach, and that's what makes Lane Hutson such a great partner with one of the greatest thinkers in the game in Marty St. Louis. When you have two geniuses on the same team, one player and one coach, great things happen. So he may not be built for heavy board play like Matthew Schaefer, but his brain allows him to anticipate it and make it work. I frankly think Hutson is going to thrive behind a strong stay-at-home defenseman. He needs to make sure he has a partner that is going to play defense so he can use his creativity and his offense to drive the play for Montreal or whoever his future teams may be. Sorry, Montreal, that was just a little bit of a jab. He'll be a Hab for life, I'm sure of it. But he's an excellent player. He just screams elite offensive production. And as I said before, he will develop this over the years, and the ceiling is very high for Lane Hutson, defensively and offensively. How about IQ and composure, though? A critical piece to the defensive game. We always have a saying in hockey, if you're dumb, play wing. Sorry if you're a winger, but it's true. You want to go north, south, up and down, play on the wing. There's plenty of smart wingers, but there are no dumb defensemen. You have to be an intelligent defenseman to play this game. As people sit back and show me clips of Logan Stanley, Jacob Trouba, and the rest. I said to play defense. I'm not sure some of those names are actually playing defense, although they're defensemen in the NHL. Both these players, though, they process the game differently. Schaefer and Hutson are elite thinkers. Hutson's creativity is instinct. He sees seams where none exist in today's NHL. And frankly, they may not actually exist. He may be creating them through his play. Schaefer's intelligence is his discipline, though. He anticipates well before chaos starts. It reminds me of a great goalie in the NHL, and it's a weird comparison, but hear me out. When you watch any elite goalie, whether it's Connor Hellebuck, Carey Price, they make the game look boring. A routine save that is anything but routine hits the chest, it's down, the play is stopped, we move on. It's the same with everyone in the NHL, and defenders are no different. Matthew Schaefer makes the simplest plays look easy and simple, and they're anything but. The first pass out of a zone, the first pass across the blue line, his ability to transition from offense to defense. Everything he does, there is zero wasted movement. There is no chaos with Matthew Schaefer. There is only flow. But Hutson's calm under pressure, it's natural. Schaefer's calm is earned, but Hutson's, it's just part of his being. One of these guys, they're solving problems, while the other one is completely preventing them. Hutson's ability to solve a problem is unmatched on that blue line. But Schaefer, good luck getting him into a problem. It's just not going to happen. And that's the difference between an offensive genius and a complete defenseman. 48. It isn't a famous number. Frankly, the only name I can think of off the top of my head is Danny Briere, and most people at home watching this video might not even know who that is. But it is a number that works its way up. It's a number that because of both, or maybe one of these players, kids are going to start wearing on their patch on their hockey jackets. You're going to see it on their hats. It's a number that screams, I'm in tryout camp. I haven't yet picked my number yet, or I haven't yet made the NHL. But isn't that the best part of new young players? Picking numbers we haven't seen before. We all know about number 4, number 7, 77, 66, 99, 87, 97. It's all been done before. But 48, that's a number these guys can make their own. Matthew Schaefer picked it because Danny Briere was a big impact on his brother. Schaefer loves his brother liked Danny Briere. Ipso facto, 48 joins the NHL again, just in defensive form this time. Lane Hutson, well, he simply wore this number in camp and decided to keep it. Let's make something out of nothing. And I think that's what both players are about to do. It's an overlooked number and one that has yet to earn its shine, but I think it's going to get shined up real nice with these two. Hutson is fighting to prove that his hockey IQ can beat size, and Schaefer's fighting to prove that patience can beat experience. It's two different roads. They're both going into the same destination, and they're going to redefine defense for the next decade. Hutson has already been overlooked for Team USA in the Olympics, but I expect Matthew Schaefer to get a look, maybe even a nod to join the Canadian team. If he doesn't, that's fine. It's a bit of a stretch. He is only a kid after all. But what he's able to do out there on the ice, that has to catch the eye of John Cooper in Team Canada. Hutson, I think he was snubbed. He deserved a tryout. He's in the top 20 defenders for the Americans, but he'll have to wait for his time. Both of these guys are going to be franchise players on their roster. They're going to have kids wearing their jerseys. They're going to have adults looking for autographs. They're going to be big-time players in big-time plays in big-time moments in big-time games. So for you, who do you choose? Are you Team Hutson or are you Team Schaefer? For me, I am Team Schaefer all the way. He's the prototype of a modern NHL defender, and him and Cale Makar are going to be the best two defenders in the NHL for years to come. Elite skating, high IQ, the ability to control game flow and have the game built around you, that's what makes Schaefer so special. But Lane Hutson, he reminds me why we love hockey. He's a guy you have to cheer for. He's a guy that gets you out of your seat. He's a guy fans are going to buy tickets to see and have fans are going to love. Players are going to love. Kids are going to idolize. He is a reason hockey is fun, and hockey is supposed to be fun. He gives everybody the belief that anyone can do it and that mind over matter is truly possible for anyone. So really, is it about who's better, or is it about who changes the game first? Who would you build your team around? Would you rather build it around Lane Hutson, or would you rather build it around Matthew Schaefer? Let me know down below in the comments while you hit a like and subscribe. If you haven't subscribed to this channel, do so. And next time, let me know what videos you want to see about who's reshaping the NHL today.